welcome to Qatar 365, the show that offers a fresh outlook on Doha and the local neighbourhood. I'm Miranda Ratti, and on this special episode, looking ahead to the FIFA World Cup Qatar 2022, we're meeting some of the people who play a hand in making it an event to remember. Coming up, we discover the training, preparation and passion it takes to be a FIFA volunteer, and learn about some of the more creative ways locals plan to welcome international football fans. With a compact surface area of 11,000 square kilometres, Qatar is the smallest nation ever to host a World Cup. And it's enlisted 20,000 football fans from all over the world to help it do so. Let's meet some of the volunteers who'll be working in hotels, hospitals, airports, and of course the stadiums themselves to provide vital support during the tournament.
It's all about the passion in football and passion in volunteering.
I just wanted to get new experiences.
As a passionate football fan as well, for me, it's a golden opportunity for me.
Thousands of volunteers from 160 nationalities, ranging in age from 18 to 77. They started out as strangers. Now, though, many have developed a friendship that goes far beyond the tournament.
I really get along with my fellow volunteers. You know, it's like a family. When you're volunteering, when you're meeting them, it's like one big happy family. And it's like a melting pot because we are all from different and diverse cultures. That's the beauty of it. So we've all blended beautifully. We accept each other's differences and cultures. And now I get to know a lot more about people of different nationalities, and they also get to know about me.
For the volunteers, it really has been quite a journey. More than 500,000 people applied to take part, and they all went through a rigorous selection process. After initial applications, there were trials, then interviews, and finally online and in-person training. That in-person training starts here at the Volunteers Hub. With a clubhouse atmosphere and plenty of classroom space, this is where trainers and team members teach up to 750 volunteers per day. The final phase before the games kick off is site-specific training at the stadiums, fan zones and media hub.
20,000 volunteers will be located in different 45 functional areas with different roles. Roles could be related to media or transportation, spectators, guest management, and all these roles will be managed by different leaders to make sure that we deliver the right roles for each volunteers and for the spectators as well.
But what does it really take to be a successful volunteer?
Volunteering comes with passion and enthusiasm. Without zeal, passion, there's no room for volunteering. I sincerely joined volunteering when I came to Qatar far back, maybe 6 years ago. And what prompted me to join volunteering or to be volunteering is the ability to give back to the people around me. How do you want to give your selfless service to these people around you?
As well as having passion, the volunteers must also be willing to give up a significant portion of their free time. First with training, and then by committing to a minimum of 10 days' work during the World Cup.
As a volunteer, we are the face of the tournament, and I feel so good to be to welcome the fans from around the world and help them to feel at home, and it's very amazing.
They may all have different reasons for getting involved, but they all share one goal: to deliver the Arab world's first ever FIFA World Cup. And every volunteer we spoke to highlighted the same thing. The tournament provides a unique opportunity to learn from others.
I've been here for the past 3 years in Qatar. You know, Qatar is packed with different nationalities, different cultures. So this is the time to experience all these cultures, and you have to share experience, you have to share your knowledge, everything.
We are expecting 1.5 million spectators they're gonna join, and also the FIFA staff and the press, the media. So a lot of people are coming from different parts of the world, from the whole 6 continents. They are coming to watch this tournament. For me, it's the idea of delivering an amazing tournament to all these people.
For Rufaro, volunteering is a family affair. Her son and her father will both be flying over from Zimbabwe.
You know, it all started with the Arab Cup. That's when I volunteered with my son. The beauty of it is that in 2019, when I came to Qatar, I came as a visitor. My dad was coming for treatment. Actually, it was a cancer treatment. So he went through it, and in the end, he had radiotherapy, and it was done free of charge at Hamad International. So it's going to be 3 generations, father, daughter, and my son. We're all going to be volunteering there, and it's going to be super amazing.
And as kickoff draws closer, collaboration becomes ever more important. And these volunteers' participation and willingness to step forward to help Qatar deliver the World Cup is yet another example of the positive power of sport. With World Cup excitement building in the country, some Qatari residents are hoping to get in on the action. Adil Halim met several local business people looking to put their own stamp on Qatar 2022.
Whether it's in a kitchen, a studio, or even a majlis, Qatari residents are using their unique workspaces to play their part in the upcoming FIFA World Cup. Vijay is working on his next showpiece. The pastry chef is making a 35-kilogram chocolate replica of the Lusail Stadium, site of the FIFA World Cup Qatar 2022 final match. And that's not all. He plans to top it off with a chocolate replica of the Qatar 2022 logo. It's a labor of love for the 24-year-old.
Since when I was 8 years old, I always loved to do things that doesn't require me to sit in front of a computer. So both mentally and physically challenging. And pastry is one of the very, very few industries which provides both, challenging in both mental and your creative side as well.
Vijay estimates it'll take 25 to 30 hours to complete, from design and planning to the finished product. With the anticipation of Qatar 2022 building, many local residents are seizing the opportunity to get in on the action.
Across the city, there's a new installation at the old Doha port. The team here at Clay Encounters have opened a new space just steps from the 974 Stadium. During the World Cup, they'll partner with cruise ships to host pottery classes for tourists in town for the tournament.
The side we're in right now is the production space, so all the production of all the ceramics and the objects and the souvenirs for the World Cup will happen in this area. And then the area behind us will be where all the where the gallery is going to be in the retail space.
Rima Abu Hassan opened her first ceramic design studio in the Pearl 5 years ago. But with the World Cup coming to her city, she took a leap of faith and opened a second studio space.
The plan is to kind of accommodate these tourists coming into town so they can experience this traditional craft that's a kind of a local craft traditionally, and also buy objects that have been handmade in Doha specifically for the World Cup timings.
Abu Hassan says working with her hands helps put her mind at ease and could provide much needed relaxation for tense football fans.
With pottery, there's a very kind of therapeutic grounding element to it. So most people come in and they've never made anything with their hands, and everyone always describes it as this very meditative kind of process. I think there's something very, very calming and centering about having to sit and make something with your hands. And because we have a little community around the studio, for me, I associate ceramics also with like a community, because we always sit and we make things as a group. So it provides this way to connect with people, but to also kind of just escape from, everyday life.
And if fans want to escape the city for a bit, Souk Al Wakra sits just south of Doha. Situated in what used to be a small fishing and pearl diving village, the beached boats symbolize the end of the country's pearling industry.
So pearl diving, believe it or not, is a 7,000-year-old trade.
Embrace Doha is an independent cultural house that showcases the country's rich heritage to tourists and expats.
Well, one example that I personally didn't know about was sedu weaving. So Qatari women, specifically Bedouin women, would weave, and they would weave very intricate patterns and symbols. And these patterns and symbols, if you don't know about them and you look at it from afar, you'll think that it's very similar to the neighboring countries, but in fact, there were some very specific ones in colors that are unique to the Qatari culture.
Traditionally, Bedouin women would weave the fabric that would make up the walls of their tents. So with lots of modern experiences available during Qatar 2022, Embrace Doha is hoping to mix sports and culture to give football fans an authentic, traditional taste of Qatari life.
For the World Cup, we know that most of the people coming to Doha are they're crazy about football and they are the World Cup fans, and that's why we wanted to also welcome them in our cultural house. What we're offering is watching the match with a cultural experience. So it's like watch the match in a Qatari way. So what we're offering is they're going to come 1 hour before the match to try, try the clothes, and we're going to talk about the Qatari hospitality and try the Qatari food, along with watching that match.
Back in the Cooking Academy, VJ is putting the finishing touches on his masterpiece.
I always like to exceed expectations. I like to set them and then purposefully push it over it, because if I meet the expectations, then it's really not, because they're already expecting what they're going to see. So me meeting that doesn't get a wow reaction. It might get a wow, that's nice, but not wow, I didn't expect that.
The hope is fans coming for Qatar 2022 will leave with memories that also exceed their expectations.
Besides football, there are lots of other exciting activities going on around this global event. And that is all we have time for on this episode. But if you have any questions, just reach out via our hashtag Qatar365. Thanks for watching. Do check out Euronews.com for more. And join us again next time on Qatar365.